Hey,
Hello again.
so we're gonna do a video on parent
Parents.
reactions and how to talk to them about it.
Okay. I want to start by saying a lot of people think it'd be cool to write a letter, and I guess it could be, but my advice is to fucking sit down and
I
talk
don't
to them.
think never.
Like, if
I
you
don't
gotta
think
write a
should
letter,
write
at least make it a long ass letter. Okay, but honestly, I think it's just better to sit down and talk to your parents or your extended family. It doesn't matter. That shit needs to be talked about. If you expect them to understand, you gotta give them an explanation face to face because it's just more personal that way, and it's a really touchy personal subject.
And one thing, when you come out face to face, it's a lot more personal, and they'll feel like, oh well, they trust me enough
Right.
to talk to me about this and not just like flick off and do a letter and stuff. I don't think anyone should ever do a letter. I've heard some people do letters, and they can turn out bad and awkward, and it's just no.
No.
And another
That is
thing,
bad.
one thing that can help out is coming to a parent individually.
Yeah.
The parent will feel more like, okay, well, they're talking to me alone about this. They really trust me, and it's more personal, like one-on-one type of conversation. Because if it turns bad and you're talking to two parents at the same time, you're gonna feel, oh god,
Like fuck, you're
well, I'm fucked,
you're fucked. That's it.
And also, when you're doing two parents, one parent can have a different opinion, and
Then they're gonna fight,
yeah, then they're gonna fight,
and you
it
got
can turn
shit
out
in a
bad.
hole.
So that's another thing you should think about, is whether you should do all at the same time or one at a time. I think personally,
Seriously,
I did one at a time.
no, I don't. And if you're gonna tell your extended family and your parents and your cousins, like everybody all at once, bad fucking idea.
Yeah.
It's a horrible, horrible idea. I don't care. I mean, usually you try to say, oh, you should do it your own way, but don't sit anybody down in a group. Bad plan. I mean, off the bat, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care how
Yeah,
cool
it's
your family
not-
is. No,
It's not like an intervention
No.
or like,
no.
Dad,
is-
I'm doing drugs and I'm addicted and I'm spending money
And I need
and
help.
stuff.
It's not like that. And it is something that a lot of people have a hard time accepting. And if you get, 40 people, because my family's huge and so is his,
Mhm.
40 people down in a group to tell them that you're
That's
gay, they are all going to lose their shit right away. That's a fact. And, yeah. And I want to say something about parents. Almost always, not in his case, but in a lot of cases, your parents are going to react badly right away. Off the bat,
I think
the first
one-
thing they're going to do is be upset about it.
One thing you have to also think, so you should always expect the worst. Expect, oh well, this can happen, because that's how I came in thinking of it. And I mean, my dad was a little, you could tell he was a little upset about it, but he was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna have to deal with this because it's not gonna change.
Right.
But always come in expecting the worst, because you just be like, oh, you know what, I want to do this. It's gonna be all fun. You're not gonna have a problem with it, and it does. You're gonna be devastated.
And
So-
okay, so the thing about most parents, they're gonna react badly at first, and then a few months, few years, few days, few weeks later, they're gonna be like, "It's cool," It will be a while. So I watched Premiere Story, and she said her mom wasn't cool with it for 7 years after she came out, but now she wants to meet her girlfriend and stuff, and everything's fine. So my cat is being really annoying. Come here, Rafa. Okay, shut the door behind him. Okay, but parents are going to initially, this is just a generalization, obviously, but ordinarily, parents are gonna at first freak out or just be mad about it in general, and then a little while later, they're gonna be like, it's fine. But you have to give them the time to get used to it. You have to give them that space and respect.
It's all about
Because
time.
think about how long it took you to accept yourself. 15 years.
Yeah. It's all about time. You have to be patient. It's not like from one day to the next. You're like, oh cool, he's gay. Let's meet his boyfriend.
Let's have a
lot of
fucking
sex,
party. It's
you
not
know?
gonna
It's
happen.
not. It all takes time, and just because it takes time doesn't mean you have to be so worried about it and stuff. Because
Yeah,
It's not a big deal.
don't fret, is what I'm saying. And, you know, when it comes down to it, there are cases where this doesn't happen. This isn't true, which is really, really sad. But when it comes down to it, your parents love you. And even if it takes them 7 years to get used to it, or 3 days, they're not going to kick you out.
Your mom, okay, think of this. Your mom popped you out of her vagina, and
that
hurt
shit
like hell.
hurts.
She's not just going to be like, oh, God, no, I'm going to get rid of this little fuck. No.
No, that is not going to happen.
No, your
and
parents
she
are going to
has
love
spent,
you no
your
matter
parents
what.
have spent all up until now devoting their entire lives to you.
Yeah.
That's not going to change. That's not going to change.
They're not just going to be like,
the majority of parents that react badly is because they're fucking worried about you.
And one thing, you've been gay your whole life. It's not like
you haven't changed.
It's not like by coming out, you're saying, I'm changing. You're just announcing what you've been all along.
And no one knew.
So, yeah, you're still the same person you've been. Nothing's going to change about you.
And even if it takes them a little while to realize that, consciously, subconsciously, they know. You're still their kid, and they fucking love you.
Some parents still always got that little... A lot of parents already kind of know. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Some parents do know. Some parents have the inclination. Some parents, when they come out, they're going to be like, I know.
But, yeah, coming out to parents. And, yeah, it's all fun and games. You come out to your parents. But one thing, remember, for me, I think you should always come out to your friends first. One reason, the biggest reason of all, once you come out to your friends, you've got a safety net.
You've got a support system.
Yeah, you got.
So even if your parents are horrible douchebags about it, you've got
people. If your parents react badly, you've got friends. And one thing, friends, they're people you trust. They're people you talk to every day. They're people you hang out with.
They're people who you shared more secrets with than with your parents.
Being gay, your friends are not going to give a fuck because you've been hanging out with them, you've been friends with them. It's not like anything's going to be different. So they're going to be, and friends are always cool about the shit you do and who you are and stuff. So they're going to be fine with it. And if your parents react badly and you haven't told your friends, where are you going to go to and say, oh, this just happened, I told my dad, you're not going to have anyone to go to. So you should always, go to your friends. And one thing too, when you come out to your friends first and you're about to come out to your parents, you can talk to your friends, say, oh, well, I'm planning on coming out to my dad. How should I do it?
They can help you. And even the straighties can give you good advice.
They can really help you. You might not know you. They have really good friends out there. But yeah, your friends care about you, and I'm pretty sure they're going to help you out through this process.
And see, what I wish I had done when I came out is gathered facts that I know now. Like, about lesbians having the lowest percent of STDs, about how, okay, for instance, people say it's not natural. Think about how many wild animals naturally orient towards the same sex. Like, it is natural.
More than 500 species are born gay, and the only species that's homophobic is humankind.
Yeah.
So which one's unnatural?
You were born gay. Were this homophobe over here? Were they born hateful? Okay. But I think it'd be really cool. Like, if I could do my coming out all over again, I would have gathered those facts and sat down and had a calm, talk with my mom instead of being like, Mom, I'm gay. Which is what I did.
And one thing, a lot of people think coming out is just one thing you do spontaneous. It's like, oh, I'm going to come out. No. For one thing, I was like 2 days before, like, I think it's almost time to come out. I think I should do it now. It's not just something that you're going to like, time to come out.
Time.
It's time. No.
It's not like a baby.
It is something that you kind of like, I think it's almost time to do.
See, there are 3 parts of coming out. It's coming out to yourself, it's coming out to your friends, it's coming out to your family. Parents, family, whatever.
And even after that, you're coming out to everybody for the rest of your life. You're coming out to the lady next to you at the bench, the person at the grocery store.
The random guy who asks you out that you don't give a fuck about.
Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, have a happy coming out, and I hope...
And, send us questions. We will answer them.
And watch
either privately
or
in a video. So,
all right.
question. Bye.